The city of Samaria, capital of Israel, was locked in a brutal siege by the Aramean army. Inside, the famine was so horrific that people were driven to desperate acts. At the city gate sat four lepers. Shunned and starving, they held a life-or-death council. They whispered, "Why sit here until we die? If we go into the city, we'll starve. If we stay here, we'll starve. The only option is the enemy's camp. If they kill us, we die. If they spare us, we live." Driven by this desperate, last-ditch logic, the four men rose up in the twilight and walked toward the vast Aramean camp. They were banking on a slight chance of food or a quick death. As the lepers reached the edge of the camp, they found something unbelievable: silence. The whole camp was utterly abandoned. No soldiers, no guards, no human voice. What happened? The Lord himself had intervened. God caused the Aramean army to hear a thunderous, terrifying sound, like the clatter of a massive invading force, complete with chariots and horses. The Arameans panicked, convinced the king of Israel had hired the armies of the Hittites and the Egyptians to crush them. In blind terror, they fled for their lives at twilight, leaving tents, supplies, horses, donkeys, and treasures exactly where they stood. The lepers couldn't believe their luck. They rushed into the first tent, ate until they were full, then loaded up on abandoned silver, gold, and fine clothing. They hid their bounty, then went to a second tent and did the same. These four outcasts were suddenly richer than kings. But in the midst of their feasting, one of them suddenly sobered up. He declared, "We are not doing right. This is a day of good news, and we are keeping it to ourselves. If we wait until morning, we'll be punished. We have to go and tell the city." Putting their greed aside, they rushed back to the gate of Samaria and shouted the news. "The Aramean camp is empty. They've run away." The king, skeptical, sent out riders to investigate. They followed the trail all the way to the Jordan River, a trail littered with discarded gear and supplies from the fleeing army. The news was true. The starving people of Samaria poured out and plundered the entire camp. Just as the prophet Elisha had promised, the terrible famine ended instantly. A large sack of fine flour was sold for a single silver coin. The four lepers, who had faced death for food, not only found life, but became the unlikely heralds of Israel's salvation. End.